It is Saskatchewan's third largest city, often dubbed the Gateway to the North, and it sits on the banks of the beautiful North Saskatchewan River. Over 37,000 people call Prince Albert home. Now it's also home to CBC Saskatchewan's newest bureau. I'm Ethan Williams. Thank you so much for joining us. We are here in Prince Albert to bring you stories from the city and beyond, and to chat with some of the people who make this place what it is. I recently caught up with Mayor Bill Powalinsky to ask him why he's proud to call the city home.
Well, number one, we're being the hub. Number two, if you take a look, Lake Saskatchewan is very diverse in geography. And if you look at PA's geography, where we're located, we're at the beginning of the shield almost, and we're at the line of where the boreal forest, the prairie meets the boreal forest. And that leads to so many recreational opportunities. We are situated in kind of Saskatchewan's playground with so many of the lakes and resort communities. What I'm particularly proud of and what I've experienced in my past life in PA, and even more reinforced as becoming more aware as mayor of so many of the things that I wouldn't come into contact with in social development, are the number of agencies working in productive ways and providing opportunity. We have a thriving arts and culture environment. We've got a thriving, talk about thriving musical community, theater like nobody can imagine. We've got amenities for recreation. We've got their world famous Raiders hockey team, but we also have very aggressive minor hockey and soccer and lacrosse.
You said that at the end of your first term, success for you would kind of be two things in particular: a reduction in crime and a reduction in homelessness. Mm-hmm. How have you been addressing that through your first term so far?
We have a complex needs shelter, which is following a successful model in Saskatoon and Regina. That's going to go a long way to alleviating citizens' concerns about safety, which in turn, if you take a natural extension, that will be a reduction in certain types of crime. And the other exciting thing is that we have, an emergency medical facility that's apparently, committed, and I believe, if I remember hearing Premier Moe's budget speech, that's going to go a long way to providing service for people, for medical service. So that's a very good enhancement. So in addition to our complex needs facility and the shelter, we're also seeing the move in the community, and again, federal and provincial money is leading to other forms of housing. Now, we haven't solved a lot of the issues with crime, but working with the police commission and the police chief, we're seeing more guns and drugs coming off the street. And there is a shift in the way that the police are responding. And frankly, if your lawnmower goes missing, you might not get the amount of attention you'd like to receive, but it's because we're focusing, the police are focusing more on the gangs and drugs and guns strategy.
Are there any misconceptions about your city that you think people in this province have that you want to dispel?
It's true that the reporting of crime puts us high on the index, and I think it's important to recognize that the more effective we are in reporting, the more effective we are in combating, or the police and the commission are in combating that, and it's really the shift in the focus. So it's a safer community in a lot of respects. Being a smaller city, if we have per capita comparison of homeless people, more visible. So I think there's a real need for people to look at the amenities, look at the beauty, look at the housing costs, look at the services that are available. Those things to me are not being focused on. Unfortunately, a lot of people have the perception that PA is a good place to be from. And I'm saying that PA is a good place to live.
Our reporting team here in Prince Albert is always on the go. Aisha Ashraf has been busy recently. She caught up with some junior hockey players who are making some young fans' dreams come true, all while teaching them the value of reading.
Now here's Boychuk looking for a centering feed. He'll walk in front, he scores!
The Prince Albert Raiders know how to compete in the arena, but at the library, they're trading their hockey sticks and helmets for books.
She just continued to play. If she heard the heckling, she was doing a great job of ignoring it.
It's part of Reading with the Raiders, which brings families and players together to support young readers.
I came here to have fun.
I like the reading. I like the players.
I like the Raiders.
I like the autograph.
Parents say the event helps make reading exciting and gives kids a new way to connect with the team beyond game night.
At any time to have something at the library with players, coaches, anyone that can lend a hand to kids and show them how to read, spend a little bit of time with them is, again, super beneficial.
The Prince Albert Raiders spend plenty of time working to earn results on the ice, but they say work like this is just as important for the community they represent.
Hockey's awesome. It brings people together and there's lots of routes through it, but learning things like reading and communication is definitely a big part of life and something that I hope continues here.
We know that not everybody has a chance or opportunity to play hockey here, so just to give them something else to do and give them something else to look forward to. And when they see us doing it, hopefully that makes them more interested in it.
Reading with the Raiders continues through the team season. It's a small investment of time, but one organizers say can make a big difference for kids. Aisha Ashraf, CBC News, Prince Albert.
Well, if you're looking to satisfy a craving or two while you're in Prince Albert, there's lots of spots you can check out. One of the more unique places is La Suerte Bakery and Restaurant. It's where Saskatchewan hospitality meets Filipino culture.
This is custard mixed with margarine. Makes the classic ensaymada more interesting and delicious. Sometimes in 2017, after a feasibility study, that there's a lot of growing lots of numbers of Filipino. Because of that, I came up with an idea having a bakery, because I know Filipino people likes the Filipino baking back home.
It's really nice because it's not only gonna give you like a nostalgic feeling, but also it makes you feel at home, even though you're not in your own country, in your home country.
Right now, I think it's all over Prince Albert, and aside from Prince Albert, I expand my business to Saskatoon. And as today, you will see my product in Superstore.
Oh,
okay. There you go.
Well, I mean, he's doing such a good job. He is such a kind person in general, and I know the high schoolers love to come here for lunch every day, and just a staple in the community.
I cannot explain for that one how blessed I am, how the community responds to the way I delivered the service. Maybe someday I can deliver the whole Saskatchewan and the whole Canada as well. Someday, that's the dream.
A taste of La Suerte Bakery and Restaurant here in PA. Meanwhile, a community theater group in this city has been delighting audiences for over 30 years, and many of its talented members are kids and teens. As Lisa Rism explains, the Broadway North Youth Company is growing.
If you want to throw the hammer for your country.
For 17-year-old Sarah Veith, Broadway North Theater Company is her favorite creative outlet. Veith has been in every youth show since she was 9.
It was such a good opportunity for me, like as a shy little 9-year-old, to expand my horizons and discover that I like singing. I took dance lessons since I was like 3, so it was just good to come to a place where you could like escape and just like pretend.
The theater company is celebrating 30 years on the stage. It's also training the next generation of actors.
Go back to the top of the song.
Director Kaylee Skomorowski says the group owes its longevity to its founders, the Malcolm Jenkins Foundation, and dedicated volunteers.
Then all of the others that have put their imprints on the organization just to keep it going and to keep it thriving and to maintain its relevancy.
The latest production, Matilda Jr., has drawn over 120 children from ages 7 to 18. Because of the overwhelming interest, the musical has 2 full casts. Participants pay a tuition fee in exchange for professional direction, sets, and costumes.
So they're learning empathy, they're learning teamwork, they're learning how to follow a schedule, how to be in a certain place at a certain time, how to take feedback from somebody and use it in a positive way.
Themes that are embodied throughout Matilda Jr.
It's sung a few times in the show, but it's even if you're little, you can do a lot. So when I think of Matilda, that's the line. And it's that the children coming together and the good that they can do.
I didn't do anything!
It's a sentiment echoed by 13-year-old performer Blakely Proto.
I wouldn't give this up for anything. This is the best part of my life. I'm super grateful because I hear in other provinces they don't have as good as an acting program than we do here.
With a wealth of interest in local talent, the Broadway North Theatre Company is setting itself up to entertain audiences for many years to come. Lisa Rism, CBC News, Prince Albert.
Welcome back. We are live here in Prince Albert for a special edition of CBC Saskatchewan News, and you have joined us at the beautiful University of Saskatchewan campus here in PA, and I am joined by 3 fantastic guests, citizens of Prince Albert, who have joined us as well. I want to welcome Fred Matheson, who is the owner of a downtown menswear store. Cheryl Kimbley is an events coordinator with the Prince Albert Grand Council. And Lamoya Lawrenson is a skills training instructor for the Prince Albert Multicultural Council. Thank you all so much for being here.
Thank you.
Pleasure. Fred, I want to start with you because you and your family business has been around for a long time, coming up on your 100th anniversary soon here. What makes Prince Albert a good place to do business?
Well, for me, it was back in 1986 when I decided to finish off university and come to Prince Albert. It was the fact that we'd already been established for 60 years back, or we're into our 60th year. So I wanted to join the family business. I tried a few other things, pumping gas and everything else. Went to university and decided I didn't want to do what I studied for, and Prince Albert felt like home, and I wanted to be part of a family business, and business was good back then, but not great. So I thought that I had something to offer, and after almost 40 years, I'm still learning. But that's what brought me to Prince Albert.
Now, your business is downtown in Prince Albert. Downtown doesn't always get the best rap. In Prince Albert, there are issues with homelessness, with crime. Obviously, the fire at the Salvation Army has been a recent issue. But you think downtown Prince Albert has potential. Why is that?
Well, I think it's got potential because of those of us that are here, those of us that were here and built a downtown to be proud of. We've got issues, like you mentioned, but there's other places that have issues as well. That doesn't mean that it doesn't matter here, but I think that we're dealing with it in the right way. I still think that, and I'll speak specifically to the downtown, that we have a good downtown. I think we, as the citizens of Prince Albert, are our worst enemies. Some of us that complain about the downtown haven't been down for years. So, like we say, come and try us again for the very first time. We've got a beautiful downtown. We have a beautiful city.
Lamoya, you are from Los Angeles. You moved here over 15 years ago. And I wonder, Fred mentions come and try us again for the first time. What was that first time like when you arrived here?
When I first arrived here, I'm a citizen of Canada and a citizen of the United States. And when I first arrived here, I came with an open mind, an open heart, and I was pretty excited to visit a city that had a large Indigenous community because I wanted to learn more about Indigenous culture. And I married into a Métis family. And at first I came in and I was really excited, and I just wanted to learn more. And I think I went through every stage of grief, and which is very similar to culture shock. And I think by the second year I was complaining it's too cold and there's not enough to do and it's a boring town. And then one day I woke up and I realized Prince Albert was home. It was I love businesses such as Fred's that create a CBD that you can walk around. Walk scores make a town valuable. So having a downtown that's accessible to the river, that's accessible to having the businesses, having City Hall, the Arts Center, even the University of Saskatchewan increases the value of Prince Albert as a city. In terms of homelessness, having been born in Washington, D.C., I'm familiar with homelessness. So it was strange for my husband when I first came here, when I would walk from the mall, and then I would go walk to the Arts Center, and I would walk to the library, because for me, that's the way that you really appreciate a city. I always say your home should be a place that you view as a tourist. And when you're a tourist in a place, you should view it like it's your home and treat it like it's your home. So having gone through every stage, I've returned to a place where when I last went back to LA and I was sitting in traffic, and I thought, if I was at home, I would be home by now. I don't have to worry about going 3 kilometers and have it take an hour. Prince Albert, everywhere is 7 minutes, especially if you're from the center. 15 minutes with traffic, except during Victoria Day weekend, when the river opens up and everybody is excited to get to when the lakes, everyone's excited to get to the lakes. Prince Albert has a lot of, more than, at one point Prince Albert had potential, and people like Fred, places like the Grand Council and the Multicultural Council help realize the dream that Prince Albert already is a special place. And you can understand why it is the gateway to the north.
Yeah. Cheryl, I want to kind of touch on that point because you work with Prince Albert Grand Council, and you also have connections to northern Saskatchewan as well. How does Prince Albert sort of play into the broader kind of landscape and culture of the north?
You cannot have a Prince Albert without northern Saskatchewan. We can make big difference in Prince Albert by how we accept northern Saskatchewan, because they could quite easily come from La Ronge, Dillon, Turner Lake, La Loche, Fond du Lac. They could quite easily get to PA from their long travel already, and they could stop, or they could keep going to Saskatoon, to Regina, what have you. A lot of times they'll choose to stop in PA because of how we build those partnerships. How somebody like Fred, for instance, I will use as an example because my family, the Joseph and the Henneque families, have shopped with the Matheson clothiers since they were established. And it's because when you walk in, you get those friendly faces and those partnerships for that last year's start. A lot of our northern people will stop in and get their snowmobiles and groceries and, go to movies and what have you. And that's how we support the Prince Albert economy. And we know that. The ones that are smart enough in businesses, they know that. And the Prince Albert Grand Council is, I'm gonna say it's over 40,000 members maybe, and a lot of those people are going to be urban. So where we do our shopping, where we do our spending, a lot of that is in PA, and that's how we thrive. And the Prince Albert people who are smart enough to know it, they work on those partnerships. So I'm proud to be a part of that.
We have just a minute left. I want to just quickly get your thoughts on what you think Prince Albert needs to continue to be able to thrive and be the city it is.
We have to know that a lot of things prior have made a mess. We can't just say we're going to turn everything around overnight. We can't just say we're going to make a better Prince Albert. Prince Albert's got so much hidden jewels, and that's what I chose to teach my sons, who are hardworking members of Prince Albert now themselves. I taught them from the time they were little. Don't listen to all the bad stuff and the people, the keyboard warriors who are talking about how terrible a city Prince Albert is and how terrible the crime rate is and the homelessness. We just heard that it's like that everywhere. I need to tell my sons Prince Albert is a perfect place for us, and you guys continue to contribute, so your self-esteem is higher. And now I have grandsons, and I tell them the same thing.
Okay. Fred Lamoya, Cheryl, thank you so much. It's been great to talk with you. Thank you for being with us. Missinippi Broadcasting Corporation has been on the air for 40 years now. The Indigenous Radio Network is based in Prince Albert and La Ronge, and it's come a long way from its humble beginnings.
And next year we're probably...
Deborah Charles affectionately calls MBC Radio her second baby. The CEO of the Saskatchewan Indigenous Radio Network says it's hard to believe 40 years have gone by since its first broadcast.
How we grew from local to regional to national radio, branching off to being a founding member with the Aboriginal People's Television Network. That was the dream of the founding members, that we would have all those in place to talk about our issues, say it in our languages, in our culture, in our own dialect, in our own way.
In 1983, the federal government gave money to northern Indigenous communities to produce radio and TV programs in Indigenous languages. That money was used to create MBC, connecting already existing radio stations up north with more extensive cultural programming. Hello there, Tom.
Hello.
Nice to finally meet you. Tom Roberts was the first voice heard on MBC in 1985. He got his start in radio working for NBC's predecessor, Northern News. Budget cuts closed it in the early 80s. That's when he helped start NBC.
We started out with just 3 people, and just look at it grow. I am impressed that it's gone this far and doing well, and I hope it keeps on going.
My favorite part was taking requests.
Lac La Ronge Indian Band Chief Tammy Cook-Searson says 40 years later, NBC remains vital to her community.
NBC is my first go-to for information, to get radio ads out there, whether it's meetings, gatherings, or just like information about like state of emergencies. Just getting that information out there, whether it's in Cree or English. This is where I come to. That's the building now.
Deborah Charles has worked here for over 35 years now and has documented NBC's history in this book.
You know, we really come together as a network, as a community, as a family. You know, I could be stuck in Black Lake, Wollaston, Beauval. I'd have somebody there to go to. I wouldn't be stuck. So the North becomes your family, and it is a family.
Yeah. And she hopes that family will be together for many more years to come. Thanks for spending some time with us here in Prince Albert. For news from PA and all of Saskatchewan, you can always check out our website or our YouTube channel. Thanks so much for watching.